want to get booked as a barber, watch this video, follow these tips. I got you. You're gonna be booked in no time. Also, if you're new, consider subscribing, leave a like, share with a friend, all that stuff. If you're a returning subscriber or viewer, as you can tell, my beard is gone. Yo, it's like kind of COVID season still, and the government of Alberta is making masks mandatory, so I shaved the size of my beard because going to hair school and wearing a mask for 6 hours a day is so hard, man. I do regret it a little bit. The goatee is kind of patchy because it was cut kind of wrong, but it's okay, whatever, we move. Alright, before we begin and I give you guys any tips, I do want to say this video is going to be kept 100% real. I'm not going to sugarcoat anything. So, if you're sensitive, you're a crybaby, and you're not that serious about becoming better or getting your money up, click off right now, you know what I mean? So the first tip I can give you guys, I would argue, is one of the most important tips. Make sure you're a barber or stylist worth coming to. What do you mean by that? Okay, well obviously you're a barber, you're cutting hair, you're a stylist, but make sure you're worth coming to. When I say that, I mean make sure you're always consistently trying to improve yourself, upgrade your skills, hone your craft, you know what I mean? Whether that be watching YouTube videos, trying to follow the latest trends, taking classes in your life, whatever the case may be, because yeah, the haircut's only 30 to 40% of like what makes a client decide, oh, am I gonna come back or not? Because experience matters a lot, your customer service, how they feel in your chair, all that stuff. But no one wants to come to a whack barber that has no idea what they're doing. And on the flip side, no one wants to come to a barber that thinks, oh, they know everything and they don't need to like show good customer service or make people want to come. Just because you have a client doesn't mean they're your client for life. They can leave anytime. It's not an obligated contract or anything, So yeah, be wary of that. To piggyback off that last fact, you want to make sure you always maintain a good reputation. Then that's both to your like barber you and to your just day-to-day you, because everyone looks for a barber. People you know, people you may not know, everyone wants a haircut, a beard trim, a lineup, whatever the case may be, and people are usually more comfortable going with people that they already know. So be sure you let people know you cut hair, and be sure people recognize you in the community as a good member that adds something positive to society, not just a menace, because what the hell, man? You're gonna close down possibilities and opportunities for yourself that you right now don't even know are there. I know it feels like I'm beating a dead horse or whatever, but trust me, that last one is so important to me, guys, because I can't name the amount of times that I've gone into a public setting, whether that be, grab food or go play ball or just go to the mall, walk around, buy some shit, whatever the case may be, and people come up to me and they're like, oh, you're the barber, right? Yeah, I seen your work on Instagram or YouTube or whatever. I'm gonna come by sometime soon for a cut. And I'm like, yeah, for sure, no worries. And I've actually gotten clientele off of that. Now imagine if you were like a complete, dickhead, and you were really rude to people and you just weren't a good person. Do you think those people would come up to you and say that stuff to you? Tip number 2, don't be afraid to let people know you cut hair, whether that be people you already know or don't know. Let's say you're at Walmart or whatever, and you're buying whatever you're buying. Let's say you're there to buy a PS5 and you run into someone and you make conversation and he's like, oh yeah, I'm looking for a PS5 too, right? Let him know that you're a barber. I don't mean like go up to him, hey, my name is, I'm a barber, just like that, because he's gonna be like, what the hell? Who asked, right? But if you guys are already having a conversation and things are going well, just slip it in there. Be like, hey, I'm a barber, so here's my business card. My Instagram's on the back. If you ever need a haircut, feel free to hit me up. Worst case scenario, he'll say yeah, and then he'll throw it away later. Best case scenario, he'll go home, keep it in his wallet. A week passes, week or so, 2 weeks maybe. He needs a haircut, he pulls it out, he checks out your Instagram, good haircuts, hits you up. You got a client right there. Simple as that. A lot of people make it seem way harder than it is, but honestly, if you're hungry, man, it's not hard to get booked. And I'm not saying this in a cocky tense, man. I remember when I started, I was cutting one guy every 2 weeks, every week. So don't think I'm out here, super god barber, booked out all the time. But people are always asking to book with me. People are always DMing me, people are always hitting me up, and that is a result of all the things that I've put into it, you know what I mean? All these things I'm sharing with you guys. Tip number 3, well, this one's really obvious. A lot of people don't know this, or they choose not to acknowledge it. I don't know which one. Use social media. Social media is one of the most important things to help us in this industry in 2021. While word of mouth alone can get you really, really, really far, like till here, if you want to make the jump and break the barrier and get there, you got to use social media. I suggest apps like Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube. Instagram and Facebook to get booked, get yourself out there, let people know in your local city, town, province, state, whatever, that you cut hair and you're the person to see. For example, I'm from Calgary, so I would use hashtag Calgary, hashtag YYC, hashtag YYC Barber, hashtag Calgary Barber. Stuff that people are gonna search so my name can pop up and my work can pop up so people can see. You can be the best barber in your city, but if no one knows about you, you're not gonna get clients, you're not gonna make money, and in general, it's gonna be really hard. And this is like such an obvious thing. I really want all the barbers to hear me out and please get on these platforms. And YouTube, last but not least, is super important to learn. In this industry, you're never done learning. Even when you think you're done, you're not. There's always a new trend, something new to learn, a better way to do it. You gotta stay with the times, you gotta stay with the trends, and what better way to be on YouTube. Plus, if you have some game to spit yourself so other cats can learn off you, get on YouTube, pick up a camera. Even your phone will work. If you have an iPhone 7 or better, I know these Samsung cameras are crazy too, like they're actual video cameras, not like the Snapchat ones, but the actual cameras. They're amazing, man. The mics are good. Get on there, spit some game. Tip number 4, this one's really obvious too. This one personally took me a while to understand. Be professional and show professionalism in your workplace. So whether you're a barber, a stylist, a baker, an engineer, doctor, whatever it is, your job is your job. No matter how much you enjoy it or how much fun you have doing it, at the end of the day, it's your job, it's how you get paid, it's your business, and you gotta take it seriously. Set certain hours, set certain times, and set certain prices. Don't let anyone disrespect you, talk to you crazy, none of that. While some people might say, oh, you're charging too much, I promise there's people that are willing to pay that and more and say you're not charging enough. I don't know why this took me such a long time to realize, but when I started taking myself more seriously, people started taking me more seriously. And honestly, my business has been operating way better ever since I started doing it. You know, more organization, and organization is key. Tip number 5, this one's really important too. Well, actually all of them are really important, so be sure you apply all of them and you'll get booked out. But yeah, tip number 5, be sure you're actually available to cut. When I say this, it's really obvious. Most of these tips might sound kind of obvious, but until you actually think about it, you're gonna continue just dismissing the thought of it. Be sure you're always ready to cut. This one's more so to my beginner barbers, because as you grow as a barber and you get better and more established and more clientele, you can set before and after hour prices. But in the beginning, I remember on numerous occasions waking up at 5 in the morning or cutting someone at 1 in the morning just because they needed a haircut and I was willing to squeeze them in at whatever time. Now obviously as you grow, keyword as you grow, stop doing this, set before and after hour prices. But in the beginning, I remember, man, I was cutting people's hair for $15 at 5 in the morning, waking up extra early or staying up extra late till 1 in the morning to cut their hair just because I really needed the reps and I was just so excited to have a client and I just stayed available. Now obviously, like I've stated, I don't do this anymore. There's a before and after hour charge to get it at these crazy hours. And don't be afraid to raise your prices too, man. As you get better, you have to. No one's gonna do it for you. All right, I really hope all those tips helped you guys. And again, don't think I'm a hypocrite. Everything that I said in this video, I've done, I've been through. So don't think I'm attacking you personally or, you know, I'm being rude or mean. I'm just trying to make sure everyone can grow and everyone can eat together because there's so many people to cut. Everyone can eat and I just want everyone to win. With that being said, leave a like, subscribe, check out the other videos, share with a friend. If you want a part 2, let me know. If you have your own tips that you want other people to know, leave them in the comments. Hit me on the gram. Peace.